Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So once again, Ariana Grande's name is back in the media for her home wreckery. She should be ashamed of herself, but clearly she's not. And that, my good ladies and gentlemen, is very disturbing. I guess it's one thing to do damage like how she has done that you can't see that you've done and not feel a certain kind of way because you don't see the damage that you're doing. I mean, you're still accountable whether you see it or not. But it's something completely different to see what you've done, see the damage that you caused in its extensiveness, and not care, and even go so far as to rub it in somebody's face. And by completely different, don't get me wrong, both of them are awful and raggedy, but that latter one has another degree of just evil, maliciousness to it. That is what I see when I see Ariana Grande doing all of this stuff. Now, she made a song not too long ago called The Boy Is Mine. Now, I think it's a nod back to the song that Brandy and Monica made together that was also called The Boy Is Mine. I could be wrong, but I do believe that's where she got the inspiration from. That's what it seems like to me. Like, I know it's a completely different song, but it's crazy to me how people will act like their favorite artist was the first person to trailblaze something or, start an idea or have the name of a song. Like, there are people really going around thinking that The Boy Is Mine was a song name that she came up with only, that she was the first person who actually had a song by that title. And it's usually because people are very ignorant when it comes to cultures outside of their own. They don't even care to venture outside their own culture to learn about other people, to learn about other music, to learn about other songs, because they only care about they and themselves and the people that look like them. And this is a choice. This is a choice that people make to remain ignorant concerning other people and their accomplishments. And also other people's works and contribution, who came first, so to speak. And I honestly feel like, too, she did that on purpose. I could be wrong, but this is just my speculation. So that when people research that name, instead of finding Brandy and Monica, they'll find her instead. Because I looked through the lyrics. She didn't have to name her song that, but she chose that title instead. Then had the audacity to get up on these little podcasts, interviews, whatever you want to call them. And when people questioned her about them and said, okay, are you talking about this woman's husband? Are you rubbing it in her face that you wrecked this home? You took this woman's husband. She was, with child, so to speak. Are you talking about this situation? Had the audacity to tell people not to interpret it the wrong way or any kind of way, but how are we supposed to interpret it? Like, this is another thing I keep telling people that really annoys me and baffles my mind. At the same time, I feel slightly disrespected because anytime these celebrities get on here, they get on the internet, they go out in real life and they do stuff, they ruin people's lives, and then they want to, get support, not be held accountable, have their fans and other people coddle them and basically say, oh, I didn't mean it like that, or what I said, y'all are taking it out of context. The phrase taking it out of context has been so misused lately, it's ridiculous. And like I said, it is an insult to everybody's intelligence to do something like that, to put out that song. We all know what you meant, and then say, don't interpret it the wrong way. Don't interpret it like that, when the meaning was plain, simple, and clear. In this particular article, there was somebody pointing out how there was someone close to his soon-to-be ex-wife, because if I'm not mistaken, they haven't actually divorced completely yet. They're still in the process. But somebody close to this woman was saying that she felt like this was deliberate, that it was a slap in the face, not just to her, but all women, that she's not a woman's woman, if you will, which we've all known that down through the years with her, like I said, home wreckery and relationship wreckery. She was also saying, once again, that there's nothing to be left up to interpretation. She said what she said, and she meant it with her chest. She put that in the other song, talking about some yes and who do you care? Why do you care who I get to be in bed with? Well, when it's somebody else's husband and there's a whole child that they have and a whole family and you're messing that up, all of us should care because that's what a community is supposed to do. But her actions have been considered and labeled appropriately, which is unapologetic, disrespectful, lacking in remorse to the people whose lives she has ruined. Now, that said source is saying that maybe she's also doing this because she's mad because the divorce is kind of dragging out, which, happens unfortunately sometimes. And it's sad that she's more concerned about taking shots at a woman who has done nothing to her. And there's a whole nother level disrespect because she's a celebrity. It's one thing to get cheated on by some random person that you might see here or there, but to get cheated on by a celebrity who then has fans who will co-sign her behavior. A lot of people are not, of course. That's what this is all about. But has fans who will co-sign her behavior and then talk about you like a dog because you were just in the way of their favorite celebrity getting what she wanted. It's a whole nother level of disrespect. It's a whole nother level of heartbreak that no one should have to go through. Like I said, she's more concerned with taking shots at this woman, wrecking this relationship, getting what she wants to, fulfilling the lust of her flesh, her perverted carnal desires, all because she's sick in the head and she has some extreme issues. She's more concerned with that than the family she's ruining, than the fact that this woman could have postpartum. She could have depression and stress due to what she's going through because of her. The in and out of court process with a baby. I'm not going to say what she should do, but if I were her, I would sue Ariana Grande for emotional damages. But once again, people have been saying that this is very on brand for her. Of course, messed up and wrong, but very on brand because she has done this before in the past. She has wrecked relationships in the past. She has been the other woman, if you will. I believe it's due to the fact that she feels like she's high and mighty because she's so pretty and she's very famous. And she feels like she has this, immunity to accountability. Nobody can check me. I can do what I want to because I can get away with it, point blank, period. When you have a weak-minded man who will leave his family, his whole family, for this girl and a whole fan base that will co-sign her actions, that just adds to her mindset, her raggedy mindset. A lot of people have been pointing out that they feel like this girl has an issue, a mental issue for real. Not that it gives her an excuse to be out here wrecking families, but that this girl gets a power trip. She's a power trip, if you will. She really gets off on being able to take other women's men. And I've said this before, people have said this before, if they can be taken, they were never really yours to begin with, and they didn't deserve you to begin with either. And she gets this pleasure out of knowing she can pull a man away from the woman that she's with. And the fact that this man was married and had a child, I feel like that gave her even more of a power trip. That stroked her ego even more. The fact that she could convince this dummy to leave his whole family for her. And it is annoying to her that the divorce process is taking a little bit longer because she wants to completely strip him away from that family. She wants no traces left behind, if you will. Once the ink on the divorce papers has dried and the legal system has, deemed them officially separated, officially divorced, and he can finally actually legally walk away, like I said, and it's all finalized, she's not going to be really satisfied until it gets to that point. And like I said, that makes her a sick person and a very malicious person. A lot of people are also pointing out that she has this disorder or this issue, possibly. I forgot what it's called, but it's when people act so many different characters or they change their persona to fit every single grift that they're going along with. Because best believe every time she was trying to pander to a certain audience, she was changing herself, changing her accent, changing her style. It was disgusting, if you ask me. It's like, show me that you can appropriate culture without showing me in the most ridiculous of ways. People are saying that she done this so many times that she's probably lost in the characters. She's lost in the appropriation. She is lost in the pandering and the grifting that she's been doing in every culture, in every setting, in every era, if you will. Every time she had to do what she felt like she had to in order to reach a certain audience, she's lost in the roles, if you will. Which I also believe can feed into, once again, her lack of accountability. New person, new problems, causing new people problems, not having to take accountability. She can get away with one thing, then she can get away with the next. And obviously we've seen that. Like I said, people have been giving her backlash. But other than that, what real consequences has she been facing for her transgressions? Once again, this is why it's important for the community to stand up and say stuff to, like I said, give these people backlash for the stuff that they do, because sometimes that is the only consequences at the moment that they will face. But make no mistake, somewhere in between this current moment and when they go to see Jesus, when they go to see God, they will have to face those consequences because God is going to hold them accountable. Anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this and how y'all feel about it down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.